Hi, I'm Christina Butcher and welcome to RESCU TV. I'm talking all things hair again with Harry Josh, celebrity hairstylist, talking about how hair is such a significant part of our look and what the emotional connection we have to our haircuts.
You know, emotional connection is absolutely where it's at. I mean, there's, you know, being a hairdresser, you sit with these girls all the time, whether it be an actress, whether it be a working mom. I mean, you really just, it's all about that emotional connection. And I think when people do decide to finally jump the gun and, or, you know, take the bullet and be like, I'm just going to do something crazy here, it's always a radical hair color or a radical haircut. It's one or the other, and sometimes it's both. And I think that's amazing because it's usually telling of what's going on in their life at that moment. You know, these usually significant times in women's lives that I feel like, you know, graduation, marriage, breakups, things like that, where they're like, you know what, I'm gonna just do something and I'm gonna rock the world when I'm doing it. Now, when it comes to celebrities, we tend to do these things, you know, it can be defining moments for them. I think back of, like, you know, Mia Farrow with the Rosemary's Baby haircut, when she cut her hair off and everyone's like, wow, she just cropped her hair all off, and that was unheard of in Hollywood.
And your latest coup with Rose Byrne's
yes, Rose
Bob,
Byrne's haircut was a huge hit, and she's a really daring girl. I'll tell you about that, Rose. I mean, you know, a lot of the actresses I do work with play it safe, just how a bride would play it safe at the wedding because they want to have the long hair. And I mean, there's could not be a million times I've heard a woman say to me, I'm getting married next year, so I need to plan now. And I'm like, you don't need to plan now, you can do whatever you want. But they all have this thing in their head, they need to have the length, they need to have the hair, they need to do everything, and then right after the wedding they do something great.
Always.
So I think when it talk, you know, tying it back in, you know, Rose was a huge hit for all the Oscars, the SAG Awards, the Globes, everything she's done, because she's such a risk taker. And she's so open, and she never wants to really conform to what all the other girls are doing. So in a sea of long tendrils and beachy hair, she's just like, let's do something bold. Let's, you know, do something radical. And she's so open to that. And I think we're going to start seeing, you know, it's a really defining moment for her. And I think she's kind of really come into her own in Hollywood. She's got huge buzz around her. She's in every tabloid, every weekly, as being a style maven. And that really ties back into the haircut. You know, so I think it can be a defining moment for not only a regular woman, for a celebrity as well.
So when we want to go in and have that drastic change, what sort of questions should we be thinking about with our hair type?
This is really important, and I can't stress this enough. You need to either bring in pictures to your hairdresser, and you need to ask that your hairdresser. I think the client needs to tell the hairdresser, this is how much time I'm willing to do on my hair. I have 15 minutes allotted every day. Is this look realistic for me? Can I do this in 15 minutes, or am I going to spend an hour blow drying this every day? And I think it's really important for the hairdresser to really convey to her, him or her, you know, whatever the situation is, basically saying, this is how much time it's going to take. Are you willing? Do you have these tools? And are you willing to do this every day, or however long it'll take you to get the desired look that you want? And I think that miscommunication is the biggest problem, because women get super excited. They sit down in their, you know, the salon and they get their hair cut, and they go home and they wash it, and they're like, now what? It looks nothing like what I did yesterday, and I loved it yesterday, and today I hate it. So communication is really important.
And so what if we do have that bad haircut? How do we actually then fix it when we're back at home, or it's wrong for our hair type?
You know, I think if it's wrong for your hair type, the only real issue that's happening there is not that the haircut's bad. I think you just need to do a lot more work on it. So you're gonna have to sacrifice a little bit more of your personal time to get it kind of good and to a position where you can style it well, even if it's a temporary fix until it's long enough that you can kind of put it back and get it out of your face again.
And what do you do when you have a client come into your chair that's in that emotional moment? Do you convince them to go to the cut?
I don't. You know, this is really funny you say this, because this actually recently happened with a model, a quite well-known model, and I talked her out of it, and she was so grateful. She was like, I don't know what I was thinking. She's known for her hair, and she's got beautiful hair, and she just broken up with her boyfriend, and she's like, you know, to hell with him, like, you know, I want to do something totally different, and cut my hair. And I said, you know, you're just having a moment, like, don't do this. I know what you're going to be thinking a week from now, and, you know, you see a few cute haircuts, people get excited, and they're like, I want to do that, and I know that's not them. You know what I mean? I know when someone's genuinely meaning that, or they're just excited about it. So it's really important to be cautious about that kind of stuff. And if you have a great rapport with your hairdresser, then, you know, hopefully he'll be honest and truthful and say, don't do that.
And I think you need to be honest with your hairdresser about what you're actually going to do to style
yes,
your hair.
I think that's definitely key as well.
Great. Thanks very much for your celebrity insights, Harry.
Thank you.
And join us on the next episode of RESCU TV.